Greetings. Today, the moon starts out in Leo, forming a square to shake up planet Uranus, putting some pressure on us to get creative and think outside the box. And the moon ends the day in Virgo, where we ground and focus on how to come into our bodies and make things work. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Monday, May 5th. And as we continue today with the Leo moon, we are thinking about creativity and expression, getting things moving and expressing what is true from the inside outward. So, shining your light in the world. What does it mean to be you? How can you share what you know, who you are, what you have to offer, what your gifts are? How can you share that through your art, your creative work, your projects, things that you put your love and time and energy into? So sharing that, and then the moon forming a square to Uranus. It will be early in the morning Pacific time, so around 6 a.m. ish. Let me see here. Um, yeah, just right around 6 a.m. Pacific time, that square of the moon to Uranus. So that brings some pressure. Squares are an invitation to step into new possibilities, new ways forward, right? We have to sometimes get outside of the thinking of the past or the ways of doing things of the past. And those squares make us just uncomfortable enough that we are willing to take that creative step to try something new or to begin to think about something in different ways. And so it helps us shift our consciousness, which also helps us shift our habits and patterns ultimately, if we are paying attention and willing to make those changes. So the Leo moon is Leo is a fire sign, and about that feeling of expression and moving things outward. And then the square to Uranus, which is in Taurus, is also a fixed sign, but that earthy fixed sign that gets attached to things. But also, the planet Uranus is about shakeup and change. So I was talking about that in yesterday's video, which was really in depth about the outer planets, big picture, lots of fascinating things going on. Kind of helps us to understand that the times we are in are feeling the way they are for a reason. And we can, when we understand that things are shifting, things are changing, we're actually being invited to step into new possibilities. Maybe it can help bring a little bit of peace or at least acceptance of what is, and allow us to stay engaged, to be creative, to think creatively, and to start to think about our lives in new and different ways that will help carry us forward into the future and hopefully make a contribution to the future that we want, to envisioning that future that we want. So Uranus in Taurus, and I was sharing about yesterday about the outer planets and Uranus being in Taurus, bringing shakeup and uncertainty to what is normal, what is our sort of habitual way of operating. And so we are having to create new normals. So this lunar square, which is brief and not infrequent. We have that moon passing by the planets, goes around the zodiac every month. So this particular square gets activated once every moon cycle. And it brings in this energy of how we can think creatively, be our creative selves, practice our creativity through artistic expression, self expression, trying new things, shining our light, sharing our gifts. And so when we follow that Leo energy about expression, and we are at the same time doing the work of creating new normals. We have to think creatively. We have to get outside the box of our old thinking to try things in new ways. And we do have the energy of Aries with us right now, the energy of new beginnings, the energy that is in many ways like infancy. It's like being a baby and you don't know how things work yet. You don't know how to do things, or you're awkward and you have to try things. You have to take risks and you have to fall down a lot as you move from being a brand new newborn to being growing and maturing. So we are in that phase, metaphorically, symbolically, of trial and error, of risk taking, of exploring new directions, trying things out, seeing what works, falling down a lot, perhaps, noticing where those edges are, what we can do, what we can't do. The only way we find that out sometimes is just by trying. So we're in that energy of Neptune in Aries, and we have Venus and Mercury also in Aries right now. And so this Aries energy helping us to begin new things. And Saturn by the end of May will also be in Aries. So as we think about what is emerging, what is just getting started, what is brand new, this energy of being creative helps us to think outside the box, to notice where we might be doing things out of habit, out of this is just the way we've always done it, and then asking ourselves to get creative and feeling that pressure that says, you know what, the way we used to do it just doesn't work anymore. And so we have to get creative. So we feel that pressure, and that pressure is assisting us to try new things, to get creative, to think outside the box, and to see what other options might be available if we try things in different ways. And so, as you think about your own life and whatever you are working on, just looking at what do I need to try? Where can I push those edges just a little bit to do things differently than I have in the past? And in the process, hopefully, be a little bit more aligned with the future I want to create, or the truth I feel inside of myself, or what really feels authentic, genuine, real, moving things in a healing direction, moving things in a positive, creative direction. So, those are the energies for today. And then as the moon shifts into Virgo, which it does at 12:39 p.m. Pacific, so depending on your time zone, half of the day the moon will be in Virgo, and that helps us to ground, to focus on how we do things, what our bodies need, how to pay attention to the details of what needs to get implemented. So the creative energy of Leo, and then shifting gears into the hands-on energy of Virgo, asking ourselves, okay, what do I need to tweak to make this work better? So with Leo, we get to try, we get to express ourselves, move things forward, push those edges. And then with Virgo, it's about getting that critical eye to look at the details and ask ourselves, is this working? Is this not working? How can I do this better? What needs to be fixed or improved upon or repaired or tweaked, or some way of bringing it into something more beautiful, something more functional. And so that's where we'll be with the Virgo moon for the next couple of days. All right, thanks for being here. And if you missed yesterday's video, I highly recommend it for that big zoom out, a big picture perspective over what is shifting and changing from basically 2023 through 2026 and beyond, with some outer planet alignments, a very rare alignment that brings us a glimpse of the future, a glimpse of what we might create if we keep working and focusing on what we care about. All right, thanks for being here. I'm Marina Orms. Astrologyheals.com is where you can go to book a reading with me, and I have spaces available, so check it out. Astrologyheals.com. Thank you for being here and subscribing, and do check out my member program. The link is in the description for this video, and I would love your support and to build community together as we see what we can create using this information that astrology helps us with. So, astrology for unshakable self-care, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.